Jetsprinting takes small jet boats with high horsepower engines thrown around a shallow purpose-built track with complex routes around small islands. To win, you must be fastest. So don't crash and don't go the wrong way. Round 1 at Featherston had seen a top performance by PSB teammates Ollie Silverton Group A and Sam Newdick Superboats to take the points lead in their class. Chris Rasmason narrowly beat Sam Gray in the Group B final, and American teenager River Rogers laid down a strong challenge to John Berry to win the LS class in his first New Zealand event. So topping the points of the New Zealand Jetsprint champs in Group A, it's Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt. In Group B, Chris Rasmussen and Holly Sutherland. In the LS class, River Rogers and Cole Keats. And in the superboat, Sam Newdick and Shama Putranui. Round 2 of the New Zealand Jetsprint champs takes us to the scenic ShelterView Jetsprint track in Whanganui. Located on the sheep farm of Richard and Julia Murray, the track offers us superb spectator facilities and is a favourite of the teams. Now the ShelterView track offers a variety of challenges, and joining us for the inside word is former world champ Leighton Manel. How's this for a rotation, mate?
Oh, mate, she's a cracker. Great to be sitting alongside you here and look at the way this track unfolds. Here's the big bit here, the hairpin. This will catch a few today, and it will be a good one to watch. The rotation is a very fast rotation. The very end of the finish leading into it will catch a few out. So keep your eyes peeled and watch it hard.
Purpose-built, going back to 2004, and a perfect amphitheatre for the spectators, isn't it? Great viewing.
Look, some of those trees on a real hot day, you sit under there, you're out of the sun. Of course, you've got to stay hydrated. The odd family's got the odd fizzy up there, and the kids are rolling down the hill, having fun with just a shower of the water coming off the back of these sprint boats. So it is always a brilliant day in the sun and a lot of fun here in Whanganui.
Turn it up, what a great scene for round 2 of the New Zealand Jetsprint Championships.
Hi, I'm Chris Rasmason. I drive the Venom boat. I'm located in New Plymouth. Been doing this this will be my 4th season. Round 1 was good. We've sorted the issues out in the boat, which is great, and so we were able to compete with Sam Gray, who's running NZ1. So it was nice to compete with him, and even better to beat him. I think the LS class is coming through, so probably this class will fade, unfortunately. It can be super competitive. Sam and I, we were 0.2 of a second all day long in Featherston. We've just done our qual number 4, and we're 0.2 of a second apart again. So it really comes down to who nails those money corners well. And Sam's a bloody good driver. It's always got NZ1. So to be competing with him, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I originally started with another boat, Little Stinger, and then we went to the Sprint Tech here. We found this boat down the South Island, actually. We're sitting in a shed for 2 or 3 years. So we got hold of that, and then we took it through Peter Coey's Sprint Tech workshop. He did a few things to it. Running the same motor we did out of the Stinger, so it's a 406 Chev. We're limited by cam and carburetor and our jet unit size. We get the best we can out of it. It does a few dyno tests to try different things, and then basically it's up to us to steer it right and make it happen on the day. I actually really like this track, to be honest. This is probably the track is the reason I got into jet sprinting. We used to come down from New Plymouth. It's only a 2-hour drive, and really enjoyed it. Good friends of ours, Sean and Faye Rice, got into it. So then we kind of talked to them, and next thing we're doing it, and I haven't looked back. It's great fun. Gives me something to focus on other than work. My dad, he runs around with us all over the country, right down to Wanaka, right up to Auckland, and do that. My partner Holly sits in the navvy seat, or we call it the silly seat, and then there's my daughter who's come along, and her boyfriend who's reversing us. So yeah, it's good, it's fun, it's a family affair. So we get the rotation a week beforehand, and then we basically have a look at it. So we, right early on, Paddy Hayden's brother, James Hayden, kind of taught us about a pitter-patter. So that's how we remember it. We're not going right, left. We do something within our head. We're mic'd up, and that's how we do it. So I have to make the calls, and then Holly has to learn those calls the way that I want them kind of said. So it's funny, because you think, you kind of get it, but as soon as you touch an island, and we touch a lot of islands, you kind of forget. You catch the boat, and then all of a sudden it's just gone from your head. So Holly recognises that, repeats the call to me, and then usually good to go. I hope I don't jinx myself. I haven't gone the wrong way too many times.
First up, let's check out the top 9 for the MTW Group B Mike's Transport Warehouse out of Hamilton. 600 horsepower Chevy V8s. Hamish Clark and Vanessa Phillips laying down the challenge with 1-2-5 in the top 9, followed by Sam Gray and Mike Allen. Difference in the boat sometimes, isn't there?
Absolutely. This is an older hull. This is a Stinger hull, and it sits a lot higher in the water, you can see there. So watch it. We'll talk about that later on.
Chris Rasmason, Holly Sutherland, the combination of the moment, dominating Group B at the moment too.
Oh, yeah, and that's the latest craft out of Sprint Tech. So really, you talk about difference in boats, and that's one that we can compare as the day goes on.
59.4 for Hamish Clark in the top 6. Remember, you've got to get down to the top 3. What could Sam Gray, the defending champ, do?
He certainly threw a lot at it, and he's a trier. The Giants boat will keep on hitting and keep hitting hard all season.
But then the Venom came back. Great name for a boat. Look at it, chucking it around the old corners.
Oh, after all their engine issues from the previous season, they've got to be happy with the way these things are going.
So, let's see how they line up. Loud and thirsty. Great sound.
Yeah, if you ever listen to the way that boat's performing beautifully, he's obviously got the right props on board, so he's set up with a good little setup coming into these qualifiers. Vanessa Phillips sitting alongside them. These guys are new to sprinting, but this is great to see he's charging down the hairpin. This is where it's all on down here, mate.
Hamish Clark going really close to the island out of Carterton. He's a shelter belt trimmer. He'll be right onto the hard trim of the boat, won't he?
He just trimmed a few tyres there, Clint, I'll tell you that. He's cost himself a couple of valuable seconds there, but look, as he gets on through it and as the experience for these guys gets more and more heading towards his World Series coming up, they're only going to get better and stronger, but it's a good-looking run so far. Now they're going to really start to wind up and S their way right down the bottom of the track. Then they're going to head up round the Mike's Transport Warehouse, big sweeper, and they'll start coming through now and carve into, this is the carnage corner. This is where it'll get a few a bit later on. Let's see how it eases in. The LJ Hooker machine looking settled.
59.061. So close to breaking that under the magic minute, which is great.
Well, someone who's broken that already today a couple of times is Sam Gray, and of course Mike Allen sitting alongside him. The boat, as I said earlier, sits up a little bit taller in the water. These are a little bit heavier hull to watch, but they'll put as much of the hull out of the water so they can get as much speed round the everlasting hairpin. No problems whatsoever. No, not even looking like touching those tyres. This track at Whanganui has a lot more tyres than what we just saw down in Wairarapa, so you certainly get caught up on those, the rubber grabs. Now into the speedy bit. Here they go, Clint. They'll line her up through here and come on down around the bottom of the course and under the loop for one final time before they head up and go big for the big finish.
Sam Gray, the Carterton fisherman, alongside Mike Allen, also from Wairarapa. They're going to go under that magic minute mark, but can they beat the time of 59.061 in the top 3? MTW Group B. Yes, 56.5. Stand up, take a bow. And look at the wake as we continue in the top 3. And Chris Rasmason now and Holly Sutherland in 77. Great opening round at Featherston. Can they go back to back?
The Professionals is his major sponsor. These guys are absolutely looking good at the moment. Beautifully out of the hairpin. Up round Mike's Transport and Sprint Tech Island. Down through the dipper. Now they'll get right into the work. The big V8 is using every bit of power now as he gets up around the top of that drifting, big, swift, beautiful look right in the middle of the course. This looks good so far, Clem.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas time, of course. Be a nice little present. We can go 2 out of 2. Time to beat, 56.5.
A little bit of work to do. This is the busy bit. This is where he's got to really nail it. As I said to you, down on this last deep dipper, this is the bit that sort of holds a few up. He's off the gas there. You hear the engine change, but round he comes.
55.7. Gets the job done. 2 out of 2. Chris Rasmussen, Holly Sutherland. What a great feeling taking the checkered flag around ShelterView. Great way to kick off the new season. Say goodbye to 2023 as we head towards 2024 with Rasmussen going 2 from 2 at the NZ Jetsprint Champs.
This is what we were looking for, so yeah, pretty stoked. And with Sam the whole all day long, it was the same. It was just close again and again, and yeah, there wasn't much in it right up to the end. So just happy to be on the right side of it. I got a funny feeling getting to Wanaka might be different, who knows, but we'll give it our best.
So they take the maximum 60 points from 2 rounds. Pressure's now on number 1 NZ, Sam Gray, to try and defend his title, only 2 back. after 2 rounds. And stick around, team, coming up, it's the LS class as we meet the fugitive from the South Island with the New Zealand Jetsprint Championships.
Hi, I'm Dave Hopkins from Balclutha, driving boat 67 in the LS class. I returned after having 4 or 5 years off. I was recently in the GR Super class before that. I've raced in quite a lot of classes in Group A and the 350 class back in the 90s. The late 80s I started in the 350 class. Here I'm back in it now after 30 something years. Can't stay away. Probably the biggest thing is the safety stuff we've got nowadays. Back when we started, we never had roll cages, high back seats or seat belts. The Worlds are going to be here in 24-25, and I thought I'll get into it and try and get my son into it. Hopefully here we drive in the next race. Right, second time on the boat here today. It's all new for him, but he's picked it up pretty quick and he's enjoying it. I'm hoping he'll be driving maybe the Whanganui race, the 3rd round. Whanganui is a good track. I've raced here many a times and had some good results. No, I enjoy this track. It's a good fast track. Yeah, it's a long way to travel, but no, we enjoy it, you know, the racing. So it's worthwhile coming here. Hopefully we'll have more tracks in the South Island in the future and we get a bit more competitive down there with more boats racing, which would be a good thing.
So watch out for the fugitive in the LS class, and it's funny, Leighton, you talked a bit about our carnage, and it didn't take long in qualifying.
Oh, mate, Matty Nahn absolutely clips it here, bins it down the back there. His Central House Movers is his main sponsor, but he looks a bit more like Central Dirt Movers today.
Just shows you how quickly things can go wrong, and it continued with a bit of liquid addiction.
Yeah, Tim and Debbie Eddhouse, a little bit of a misfire there. I think he bit of an ignition box failure, something, bit of water, but he'll be back to sort of be disappointed, but he does get back. Here we go.
So the combination out of Whanganui had a good start to Featherston in round 1. Time to rebuild though in boat number 6.
Yeah, look, these guys have been boating for a long...
Oh, no, not again. Turn it up.
Oh.
Parks it on the tyres right in the middle of the island.
That
How
was
would
the
you feel?
Commentator's curse, mate. No, I don't know what happened there.
What will happen in the top 6? Fans will be loving this, getting a great view. That's why they call it ShelterView. And what a mean rotation with the double hairpins.
This is Hoppy and Jackson, so we know what he's capable of. Hoppy just so good on his lines. He's so tight. He's got that hull set up. Jackson doing his work there, guiding Dad around the course, and this will be classic. These guys will push everything they can out of this and squeeze every bit they can out of it. Up around the top of the Mike's Transport now.
The battler from Balclutha, the digger operator in the LS3, 570 horsepower. Son based in Queenstown, so South Island, of course, magnificent heritage and a history of New Zealand jet sprinting.
Yeah, they've actually shoehorned this engine out of his riverboat down there just to get here for this weekend. So here he comes through the tight bit and round to the finish.
55.611. Dave and Jackson Hopkins. Go Hoppy. Gee, look how they fly out of the chute. It's great, isn't it?
Oh, mate, some of these guys will use launch control later in the day, but this is really good. Have a look at the hairdos on the helmets here. This is Paddy and Jay Hayden. Absolute rock stars. They look more like punk rockers out here at the moment, but this is class. These guys have been around for many moons too, and they'll only keep developing their craft and get better and better.
This is the surgeon and the nurse out of Te Awamutu from the wonderful Waikato. So they know how to carve it up.
Beautifully up the top there. The line looks magic. Now Paddy's getting into his work. Round through the fastest bit of the track, and they'll loop back under the loop for one more time. They'll give us a split time. It's a good split, so they're on it. Paddy's back. It looks like Paddy and Jay are going to be back and put a bit of a challenge down to try and get into this top bit of the finish.
Base Pro number 21. What will be the time? 54.811.
They'll be stoked with that.
Now, the top 6. John Berry, 1 NZ, yeah. He laid down the challenge to old River Rogers, but the old River Band, the River King, he nailed it in the opening round of Featherston. This is the big comeback.
Yeah, well, John will have his best set of blades in here now. He'll be trying to put everything down to get it on track. Really, it's been blow for blow with River all day, and this is where you sort of stand up. You've got to put it out there. You need to put a little bit of pressure on. The lines look good. John's holding the revs. You can hear the boat. It's all looking so far so good.
John Berry out of Napier, along with Declan O'Brien out of Waipukurau, flicking it around. I love the way in which things just, what's happened here?
Yeah, he's really caught something there. He's given a bit of a clap. They've actually got a rotation wrong there, Clint. They'll be gutted. So there's the pressure I talked about coming in earlier. Absolutely disappointing for them. They knows now he's got to keep the pressure. NZ1, they need to finish this rotation and finish it fast. At least get into the next set of basically eliminations. This is way deep there now. So he's got a bit of red mist in the helmet on Picken.
I was just about to say, it's great how the navigators can point in the right direction, but it sucks when you go in the wrong direction.
Oh, mate, yeah, they'll be a little bit filthy in there, but they'll just know they've got to get through and get finished. There's not a lot of boats in this class. He's now bringing it home. His last two corners, but this is devastating. I didn't expect to see this.
So a 125.7.
They'll be going back. There'll be plenty being said in those helmets.
Great sounds as they leave them in the wake around the rotation at ShelterView, round 2, Whanganui. Christmas time in the sunshine, and look at the speed of these Jetsprint boats. River Rogers, Katie Munro filling in for Cole Keats this time, so same boat, different navigator. What will be the same result though?
Well, he would have seen on the big screen. They would have been sitting there when they just saw their nemesis there, John Very, just completely muff it and go the wrong way right up. Look at the boat speed up the top there. It is beautiful. So it has not affected them at all. He knows he's just got to finish, but he's just going to lay it down and basically say, you come hunting me, guys. Now through this timing loop one last time, up around the top of the track, up through Mike's Transport. Here's where he's got to bring it home.
American Teenager's been sitting in the 53s and 54s all day, round 2. Will he go back to back? Oh, turn it up, he does. 53.997, River Rogers. You are a powerboat superstar. So River Rogers dominates the battle of the top 6, but look at that. Tim Edhouse and Debbie Edhouse did not finish, and John Berry not very happy with a 125. We'll be back with the LS class later, but check out some of the qualifying highlights from the Sprintec Group A boats. It was absolute, well, you can name it, mate, carnage.
Carnage, mate. It was carnage. It was one after another. It was harder to pick than a broken nose. They were coming out of the stables, and we could not keep up.
Even into the top 9, Bryce and Kylie Barron, the LJ Hooker crew, out of the fabulous Wairarapa, of course. Oh, look at that.
Absolutely muffs it going into turn 1. Over she goes. And then into the drink. It was Dunkin' Donuts time.
And look at the safety features of these boats, and also the great work by the volunteers and all the crew to get them back onto the island. And it just continued as it got even more extreme.
Extreme boats, Dougie twist, and it was a twister of a run. And I tell you what, he absolutely, I don't know if he had the throttle jammed or what he was doing, but he absolutely sails into the end of the track here. This was the type that I told you about earlier.
Oh, holy snap, and ring spouter straight into the catch fence.
Fortunately, none of these guys were injured, which is great stuff for the safety features of these boats, but it was just one after another. Matty Harrop.
Then into the top 6. Scotty Andrews. Could anyone actually finish a rotation?
Well, to finish first you must finish. And Scotty Andrews, a good Taranaki man, he's out there in 33, the Ford. The little Ford as he winds her up, and it's so far so good. And it looks like he's going to be one of the only boats to get through. Beautifully out of the hairpin down here. And now he'll get round Sprintec, start going about his work. And so he's got past the nemesis. These other guys, none of them got this far.
Bit of a sight job when you see everyone else smashing and crashing to think, well, it can't be that hard to finish a rotation. We've done it before.
Really deep out the back of Mike's Transport up the top there in the sweeper. So far, he's holding it together though. He'd be a little bit nervous on picking because 4 or 5 of these got pushed back to the ramp.
So it's the battle of the bow to get the bow in the right place, to leave a wake, and to get a time on the shot clock.
Here we go. He comes about it. There's only 2 corners to go now, and 2 of the gnarliest. This one here, he needs to keep it in the water. He does, and he does it good. Blair Smith sitting alongside him. Look, not the flashes to 103, but he's on the board. He's actually winning at this stage.
Yes, he's done what no one else could do. 103.370. 33. Could that be the magic number? Surely not. Not in the old Sprint Tech Group A. It's one of the most highly competitive of the New Zealand Jetsprint scene as we get back into the top 6. Ollie Silverton out of the Tron and into the pond.
Jess sitting alongside him, and listen to these revs, Clint. I mean, this thing here is an absolute flyer. The Sun Tough machine down to this hairpin. Just the notes do not change. Gallops out of there like a dog shot in the bum.
Dominated round 1 at Featherston. Keen to carry on that momentum before Christmas and after Christmas here at ShelterView in fabulous Whanganui.
I'm loving what I'm seeing here. The lines are perfect, pitch are perfect, and he's a world champion. He's a New Zealand champion. This is what he'll do right towards the end. He'll just throw one out there in the top 6, and he's hunting it now, chasing it. He'll bring it through to the finish. The big gnarly 2-corner finish. The water's getting lower. The tyres are getting more. Oh, look at that.
52.066. Ollie Silverton says, I'm the man. Top 6 continues. Ross Travers, 2NZ. Number 34.
Super Mario, Luigi, Amanda Kiddo sitting alongside him. And they have been battlers, the big good Kiwi battlers. Radioactive's the name of the boat. And they've chased Ollie and Jess for a couple of seasons now. They're certainly chucking everything at it. And of course, Ross is a local boy. ShelterView is his home track. He's got the guys up at Dave's Bar and Grill, and they'll all be cheering him on up there, don't you worry.
Nothing like a local laying it down. See how much wake is going around and really carving up. Great shots with the speed of that turn.
Yeah, the tyres are really starting to come into their own, so the water's dropped as the day's gone on, so this makes it a little bit more challenging there, Brownie, as they come into the finals, and you've got to be in the middle of that track. You're looking to get the fastest turn. They're in it. Here comes Roscoe Pico train.
53.5. So just like a motor racing track, the water track and the rotation here at ShelterView can actually change as your water levels go up and down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brett Thompson, 24. Dave Toms, beautiful looking boat.
Yeah, look, great to see Brent back this season in a Sprint Tech. Of course, Sprint Tech sponsor the Group A class, and this is a really, really good package. Beautifully presented boat. And of course, been struggling a little bit for power of late, and I know that they've had the engine up in Auckland, getting it retuned for this meeting. Dave Toms, obviously been around for years, navigating. So he's even navigated for his father, Brett. So Brett's father. So this is great to see. They're going about their work. It is looking good, and of course they're heads on, looking for that 3rd position. They'll be hunting anything, 2nd position. But let's see what they got left.
So what the mechanic from Tauranga can do and the farmer from Poi Poi. Can they beat the winning time so far and nail it down in the Group A Sprint Tech class? 54.8. Brett Thompson, number 24. So let's take a look as they head towards the top 3, and unfortunately Scotty Andrews and Blair Smith, they're gone burger, but it's Ollie, Ross and Brett who'll go through to the big final showdown of the Group A Sprint Techs. And stick around, coming up we meet the man who's A-class in the Group A, and we count down to the Superboats.
Ollie Silverton, driver of the PSP Racing Group A machine. It's a GFX 50 Sprint Tech from Peter Cowie. Happy with the way that it's running, and we just look to fine tune it every round and go from there. We got into the sport through Rex Bryant with White Pointer Boats. He was associated with the Stinger Sprint Boats. My father-in-law was getting a fishing boat built, and Rex sort of said to him, have you heard about Jetsprints? And that story carries on from there. Last year was a redemption season for us. We lost the number 1 the year before, so that was our main focus, to get it back, and we did that successfully, which we were pretty happy about. Featherston, happy hunting ground for us, and a track that I really like, given the fact that it's a driver's track, so it's a really good leveller for the guys that moan that they haven't got enough horsepower and that sort of thing, so it brings the field really close. We had a good run through the day, got on top of boat set up early, so it allowed us to push through, and yeah, it was a good start to the season, and we'll look to build on that from here. It's sort of just a matter of remembering the sequence, and then Jess and I will get together and sort of have a little bit of a quirky way of doing things, just sort of remembering sections of it really is what we break it down to. Today we're hairpin, big loop, and then inside is our 5 sort of key points for our go-tos today. And once we've just ticked everyone off, then we just remember what part of the sequence we're doing next. So we don't run comms, never have. If we ran comms, all I'd hear is this little giggle going on in my ear, which I don't need. So it's something we've just always stuck with and never looked to change. It works well. I rely on Jess very heavily throughout the start of the day, and then sort of towards the end of the day, then I've got it firmly engraved in my head and know where I'm going, because if I don't, we're not going to be fast.
Next up, it's the top 9 and the Building King Superboats, the brainchild of Rob Coley. And I tell you what, the X had been building all day, but no one really nailed it, did they?
No one nailed it in this one, mate. We've got a few dents to push out, but I'll tell you what, Mike Hessel, and there we go. There's the two of them walking back. I think they've forgotten to turn the fuel on there. They've come out and gone straight out.
So the Aussies from Spartan time had plenty of time to think about what had gone wrong, and it just carried on.
She was Spartan, missed and farting, and now they're going to be walking back to Osborne. But I'll tell you what, talking of another expat Aussie boat, this is Chris Edmonds and his nephew sitting alongside him. This will be all go. Broken Arrow. We saw it nailed into the fence there down at Wairarapa the last round, but listen to this engine. He's a hard charger. Looking good right up the top there. Right round Mike's transport warehouse. Now he's getting through the work. This looks really good. Chris will have the bit between the teeth. He'll be gutted with what happened back in Wairarapa. He knows he backs himself to be in the finish. He's in the top 3 boats normally in Australia, so he'll want to be back here on the day. Here comes Clint through the finish line now, coming around. Last 2 corners. Here's that water we talked about. Beautifully through. Broken Arrow with a 49.862.
Sub 50. Good job. He nailed that one.
The Vickers Aircraft. Robert White, Lisa Glove. All the way from the deep south, the Crayfisherman in the big twin-turbo 434 Chev. Winding its way up the top. This will take off like an aircraft if he gets any more speed into it. Listen to it pop as he goes. He absolutely hashes the hairpin. That's not good for them.
All the way from Haast via Invercargill, this team. So they know all about how to handle water.
Looking good up the top there. Just pulls out of a bit of a speed. It will be. The G's up there. It doesn't look much from sitting here in the seat, but I'll tell you what, when you're in that boat, you can feel it. You can feel it. He'll go under the loop, then head back up the top of the track, round Sprint Tech, and come on back through. What's he got left?
Devil's Advocate, number 80, 1,000 horsepower plus. You name it, you can do it. You can flick it around the ShelterView course, 52.5.
Well, it just goes to show with Chris Edmonds what he put on the board there before to see that. So they'll be happy. It's still the top 9.
Building King Superboats battle continues.
Dave Simmons, Millie Simmons, all the way over from the bay. Over in the Hawke's Bay, they've done a complete rebuild since the last time out. We saw them in Wairarapa. He's actually swapped hulls, so all this engine, jet unit, everything's been taken out. This is a pro-charged engine. Oh, ugly, down the bottom here. And he needs to do a little bit more. He gets away with it, Clint. How'd he get away with that?
Well, he bounced off the old tyres and kept on going.
It was just when I said he'd done a shift the motor and taken the jet unit out, he might as well go back and kick the vents out.
He wanted to shift the course.
He's kept it alive, that's the main thing. Oh, missing a belt and a bang, he's gone wrong again. This is not pretty here from Dave. With a second in Wairarapa, he's looking for a few seconds out the back here.
Bang, 100% disaster.
Up the top, he's just pulled out of the gas. Millie's busy waving. All they've got to do is just come home and finish here, and they'll know they absolutely muffed it. But the Link ECU beast is now across the line.
Yeah, 105.3. He'll be hoping for a much better time as they head towards the top 6, if he can stay in the race for the top 6. Top 9 continues. Building King Superboats. Who will be the king? PSP.
The smiling assassin. Here he comes. Look at the way this boat gets through the water. PSP, Clearview, the sponsors, beautifully out of the hairpin. He's just all class. Sharma Putranui sitting along beside him, looking calm. The Ice Queen, I call her, she's just sitting there calmly going about the work as they launch into the fastest bit of the track now.
Sam Newdick, Sharma Putranui, winners from round 1 at Featherston. Laying down the time.
They'll go up through the middle of the course now and really come back down. They'll want to punch it down there and put a good time in. Chris Edmonds got a sub 50. What's Sam and Sharma got?
Got great rhythm, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks really good. Beautifully out of there. That's the hardest bit of the track there. Oh, 48.492. There you go.
Get that down, ya.
Hey? Full second.
Oh, what a class act. Just clip the boat.
Yeah, a little bit ugly. Oh, double. Really ugly start there from Aaron Hansen. Julianne Shanks, he's come out. He absolutely got out. The boat leapt out of the water twice, so it's a little unsettled. This is really unusual for these guys. Little 500 cubic inch, small block V8, breathing pretty heavy. I can see the old the smoke coming out of a couple of the injectors, but normally in the top three, these guys all day long. But that was a really untidy, uncharacteristic start.
Well, normally 73, number 3 NZ are totally wide. Here they've just become sort of a bit loose, haven't they?
Yeah, mate, he might need to get the old tensioners out and retighten here. So round the bottom of the course, up round Sprint Tech Island, and the Building King Superboats is really starting to heat up. Through the finish now, back in the tight finish. Aaron and Julianne, the wide's the name of the boat, and they get a time.
54.2, and they stay on the hunt. As the big guns still to come in the Building King Superboats, there's the NZ Jetsprint team, number 2 NZ 69, Ruben Hoxemer and Jacob Wood.
Have a listen to this thing, Clint. It is absolutely wound up like rubber bands, the big turbo.
Much better than what it was at round 1 at Featherston when it was sick, wasn't it?
Oh, really sick.
Oh!
Absolutely. Oh, gives it a fistful, gets it going again. He should pull out of it here. He's lost a fair bit of time, but it looks like he's got the old red mist between the old eyeballs. How much water has he taken on board? Oh!
He's gone completely off the track and into the catch fence. Turn it up.
Oh, they're having a yak right now, Brownie. They're talking about what went wrong. Well, I can tell you what went wrong. He's had a fistful of water at the back of the boat, got into it, already muffed the hairpin, and then absolutely ended up back here at the big screen.
Bouncing onto the grass. Look at the volunteers, and luckily they're all okay at the same time, just in a state of shock, aren't they? Really? What the hell happened there?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what the hell happened. Well, let's keep our eyes peeled, because this is the Building King Superboat. Man, Mad Dog Coley and his wife Ange sitting alongside him. This will be great, and they will be chasing, and he will not give up. Chris Edmonds has been staying with them. We know he's been trying everything today. Here's the hairpin. What's he got left? He's going to chuck everything at it, Brownie. This is him down the bottom of the course now. This is where it'll start to get a bit erratic.
They don't call him Poison Ivy for nothing.
Right up the top end, the fastest bit of the track. Look how wide. He's got it all wound up. Everything's into it. The boot is down. There's nothing left. Listen to the rev of that roar.
Splish splash. He's not taking a bath. He's just nailing it.
Oh, this looks good so far, so good. They had a bit of an average day so far at the pond and locals. Here we go, down to the big finish. Round will come. Oh, just gets away with it, grabs some tyres, but look at the time.
51.2 over the grass onto the island. Carnage.
He's grabbed a look at the big screen on the way around, mate.
He's taking a shortcut from the long way home.
Oh, great run.
So wrapping up the action from the top 9 of the Building King Superboats. And 2 sub-50s dominate with Sam Newdick at the top. And look at that. Ruben Hoxemer gone, moving along with the Aussie as well. Mike Hessel. Long way to come to go home. No time for the Spartans. Back into the top 6, and it's the battle from the bay. It's Blue Flame, number 99, Dave Simmons and Millie Simmons.
Yeah, listen to this engine. Supercharged, ProCharger, big belt twirling its way as he heads down to the hairpin. Round they'll go. Oh, a little bit of a double take there. You heard the note change. That's just cost him a little. They'll be gutted about that. 0800 by Engine, one of the sponsors. Now around the fast bit of the track. He'll wind up everything he can. Every little horsey and pony. Right up around the Knights Transport Warehouse. Into Sprint Tech now. Looping through. What's he got left, Clint? It looks a tidy run so far, but a little hiccup that we heard earlier.
Why is the track so hard today?
It's the water level, mate. I mean, you can see those tyres we're looking at in the camera. The more tyres you see as this goes on, as we get down to the finals, it's just a minute push across. This is the bit that's really in this corner here. Down here, low and out. So tight, across the line.
54.2, so it's a hot summer. Christmas time at Whanganui in the ShelterView. Beautiful amphitheatre. Round 2 of the New Zealand Jetsprint Championships in the Building King Superboats building to hopefully another sub-50 time. But next up, Aaron Hansen, Julianne Shanks, number 73. What can they do?
Well, this is a way better start. I mean, we talked about this earlier. We saw Wide come out and it sort of jumped as he got out of the start gate. He sort of leapt and got a bit of air. That cost him too. So the boat looks way more settled this time. Julianne going about her work. So these guys are always there or thereabouts in the top three. So 3 NZ, 3 in the world. They've been there. Fastest with the track. Nice light combination. Sprint tech hull. It's all looking so far so good. They'll be happy. Their time to shine. Now they get in, going about their work. Launching into the fastest bit of the track. Up through the middle.
Out of Tauranga, number 3, 73. They're nicely wide.
This looks good. A little bit out of the juice there. Pulled out of a lot of power there. It's going to cost him a bit too. So a couple of little minute mistakes.
52.4. So getting close to that sub-50 mark, but not quite enough.
Might be saving it till the end.
Robert White, number 80. All the way from the lobster boats down in Bukakala around Haas.
Oh, he's had a brain fart right up the top. This is shocking. He will not be happy. Now he's winding the turbo. I wondered why he pulled out of the power pedal. Oh, he's rattled. Now he's diving back in, trying to get, now he's back on course. He's done more twirls than a twirling in the old girl's guide shop. I don't know what he's up to. Round the back, red mist to be under the helmet. He knows he's going to play catch up, and this boat can haul.
Well, I think the fisherman's hooked himself, isn't he? The devil's advocate. He's had a half hooker.
Mate, he might have been looking for a crate pot up the end there, but he done an extra turn around that on. Let's have a look. Now he's getting it wound up. He needed to be going that quick this early.
And Lisa will be glove after this one.
I'll tell you what, the glove will be wet. There's plenty of water coming around there. A little bit to go. Up through the heart of the track, the Vickers aircraft, twin turbo, the superboat in the Building King superboats. And is it too little too late? He needs to really nail to get into the next one. Or hope that no one else finishes.
DNF, so disappointment for Robert White. Never corrected his run, eh?
Yeah, I did wonder when I saw him loop that top island, then come in through the cutting.
Next up, it's Poison Ivy and the Building King man. Rob and Ange Coley started the company, and he's in great company today. What can he produce?
The local yokels, the husband and wife, Mad Dog Coley, Poison Ivy's the machine, 1200 horsepower, big block, 600 cubic inch. Listen to it, beautiful sound, absolutely nails that hairpin. The Building King hairpin, he launches himself out of there. This is looking good. Rob, Sir Rob the Third, we call him, but he wants to be Sir Rob the First today. There's no doubt about that. Up round the top, the fastest bit of the track, Clint.
All the local fans will be cheering on the superstars from Whanganui, hometown hero. Can they give them the view they've been sheltering from all day?
Up through the guts now, round Sprint Tech. And the Sprint Tech is the hole he's under. Peter Curry will be standing there nibbling. Oh, a little bit double take up the top there. A little bit of a mistake. That will cost slightly. But
oh, big crash. Turn it up. He's parked it on the old grass.
Oh, they'll be filthy with that. That double take up the top of the... Oh, look at Ange.
You can see. Yeah. What the hell?
The old Hail Mary come up.
What happened here? What hit the bank? As you said, the water levels hit the tyres.
You're onto it, mate. The tyres, a little bit low. Just got the bow of the boat on those tyres and did enough to put them over there.
Well, talk about drama, Trev. Fred Dagg will be having a laugh today.
He'll be having a laugh, mate. Here's the broken arrow. Chris Edmonds. Toby Edmonds sitting alongside him. Jeez, these guys are real hard chargers. Don't give up. And, of course, ex-Whanganui, ex-Pat, but over in Australia at the moment. The boat's broken arrow. Little 500 cubic inch boat. Absolutely goes well. Just sounds a little bit off song to its normal thing. He's up round the top.
The old Donovan.
Yeah, beautiful little package. No doubt about that. Toby working hard with the arm. You can see him chucking that out. It's all happening there.
Well, he'd be hoping for a straight arrow today because there's been a lot of broken boats.
Oh, look, he had a broken arrow when he left Wairarapa. Let's hope he doesn't have a broken arrow when he leaves Whanganui. Down through the middle, just sounds a little bit off pace. Now he comes round.
50.031, so close to breaking that sub-50 mark like a couple of other drivers have done today, but it's been tough. It's been real tough. Here we go, talking about tough. PSP, Sam Newdick, Shama Putranui, they just love it when it's wet like this.
Oh, Clearview tough. And of course, this is Sam's bread and butter. He just sits back and watches the carnage. Look at the way that boat just launched out of the Building King hairpin. Not a problem at all. Sharma, she's just the ice queen. She's sitting there. Nothing rattles this team. They just go about their business up the top, right up round Mike's Transport now, and they'll bring it home through Sprint Tech, back through the guts, back down the bottom. But it just looks so much quicker and so much easier, effortless, I'd just about say.
Classy performance by the man that won the opening round in Featherston. He's been right under the 50 mark all day. Can he carry it on with another sub 50? Oh, you betcha, you betcha. 49.1, take that, he says.
Low water or no high water, it doesn't matter.
So confirming the guys going through to the top three, Sam Newdick, Aaron Hansen, Chris Edmonds. No room for Poison Ivy, Rob Coley and Ange Coley. So stick around. Coming up, we meet the man, Sam Newdick.
Sam Newdick, driving the PSP Racing Super Boat number 50, hailing from the mighty Waikato, Hamilton. It's a bit of a mixed emotion and feelings and nerves coming to a race meet. Obviously we get our rotation, you know, up to a week earlier than what we do, and then we sort of try and visualise it. But the hardest part's leading into qual 1, because you're sort of sitting there waiting, your nerves are building up, you're sort of wondering whether you've ticked all the boxes, and then once that first qual's done, so long as you've got the rotation right, the nerves start to settle, you start to sort of almost sink into the seat a little bit in each qual, and moving into eliminations, your confidence builds, and then you can really push it, and hopefully you end up on the top step. Been doing it for a while, so I like to think I'm one of the older dogs, so to speak. I've always sort of had the mindset, you know, you do something, you do it properly. I personally hate losing, so I'll do my very best to win. If you don't try, you don't get. So we just make sure we put each foot forward and try not to take a backward step, and then just move from there. We like to finish at the end of the day with our fastest time. That's generally the way that I go about it. Just build each run. If there's any little changes to make, we make little changes. Obviously, the previous run will give us an indication as to what we need to change, whether it be fins, blades, sort of stuff. I'm very happy at the end of the day if we've finished with our fastest time of the day, and then I know that we've done our absolute best. Because the season's so short, only being 5 race meets, you need to make sure you're on the right side of things and at the end of the first round. And to get the win, awesome. Featherston's sort of been a bit of a funny one. We've been caught out being a little bit complacent. The boat was handling brilliantly and we were stoked. The Whanganui track itself, it's unique in the competition. The venue's awesome. The team here at the ShelterView track, they do a brilliant job in setting everything up. Yeah, it's predominantly a very fast and flowing track. There's not too many rotations where it's niggly. You just got to bring your A game when you come to Whanganui.
And the drama continued with the MTWLS class. The top 3 became a top 2 because Dave Hopkins did not start. Disappointment there.
Mate, the name of the boat's the Fugitive, and Hoppy, he went missing, so not too sure. But from what we understand, a few issues when he got to the ramp, couldn't start. Could have been a starter motor, could have been anything, but it doesn't count. Paddy and Jay Hayden.
21, the base pro, the colorectal surgeon. It's painful. A little bit of pain there along with Jay Hayden, the nurse.
Colorectal, he just got it right on the bottom there. The old jet unit will be full of a bit of grapes there on Pickett.
And now they're trying to nurse it back around the track, try and put on a competitive time.
Straight up the top here, so he'll be gutted. Paddy's very, very hard charging, and he's very serious about a win, and we'll been down to 2, getting a start. 40 going through for the split, so a little bit of work to do. Getting caught up down there on the hairpin, the Building King hairpin, this is going to hurt them.
You already talked a bit about the water levels have been a bit of a handful today. And what will the time be? Can he post a really good time? 55.4.
Well, they'll be, look, it's going to guarantee them second spot if anything, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to get a River Rogers.
Yeah, River Rogers, he's done 53s right throughout the day. What can he turn up? Along with Katie Munro, doing a great job sitting in for Cole Keats.
Oh, look at this GFX hull. This is the GFX.
It's a beautiful looking boat, isn't it?
Oh, mate, they're beautiful. This is the GFX 95. This is out of latest stable, Peter Cowie. Beautiful machine. They are absolutely on it, and he's looked at goods. Oh, mate, just from Wairarapa, they turned up, jumped in this thing less than 24 hours. Now look at them here at Whanganui. This is a young teenager from the States.
Pure insanity. and he's just pure speed.
Yeah, look at the split time as we see it go through. So it's a sub. It was a 39 sub 40. So he's right up there. He's doing some of the. We've seen Group A times. We've seen all sorts, but really, River Rogers is just making this look so easy. Caddy Munro sitting alongside him. 55 to beat from Paddy and Jay.
54.2, 2 from 2. Took it out of round 1 at Featherston. Does the double. He's got a bit of a do the old celebration donut there. So he gets the checkered flag and maintains his dominance in the MTW LS class. He is a classy star coming out of the States. River Rogers, the man, followed by Paddy and Jay Hayden. Disappointment for Dave Hopkins.
I'm really happy with him, really fortunate to be here, and I just, yeah, it was a relief, but still, the last race was so much fun, battling with him all the way to the end, and I missed that, but yeah, it was a little bit of a relief to get to here, and yeah.
So confirming that result after round 2, River Rogers and Cole Keats right on top. Dave Hopkins and Jackson still in the hunt, followed by John Berry and Declan O'Brien. Work to do as they head towards Wanaka in the new year. And a new star for the top 3 for TNT, the Sprint Tech Group A boats. Fantastic showdown, and first away, Brett Thompson, David Toms. Their best times will be around about that 53-second mark. Can he get better than that?
Oh, they're going to...
Oh, no!
It doesn't get better than that, all right, Clint.
Hey, he's facing the wrong way, and he's done a double rotation, but on the grass.
Straight away, just left his foot in a bit much there, a little bit wide. Does the complete donut, showing off the complete hole. TNT, she was explosive, all right, Clint. She went straight out of the blocks.
So it did not finish right away from the get-go. Hang on to your helmets. Here comes Super Mario.
Mate, the local yokels. This is going to be great. Amanda sitting alongside him, Amanda Kiddo. They will go about their work. Dave's Bar and Grill up on the hill. They'll all be cheering him on. Down here to the Building King. Beautifully launches himself out of the air, but that's what he needs to do. He's got to put pressure on Ollie. And of course these two, no, he needs every bit of speed he can out of his boat. He's trimmed it up. He's got the best blades in, chucking everything at it, up around the top. Looks good, so far so good. Roscoe Pico train, going about his work. Super Mario, we call him. Through to the split. What's he got, Clint? It's a cracker. 38 so far, well under.
Roscoe P. Coltrane, that's a great saying, brings back some great memories. Of course, his memory will be, can I do the business here? Can I get the win? What time will I need to put the pressure on Ollie? 52.449. Will it be enough?
Well, I'll tell you what, Amanda Kiddo, she's giving it a good old clap up there. They're happy. They know they're throwing in everything at it. So, well, let's see what Ollie's got.
They probably heard you saying Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Could have been, mate.
Right, here we go. One of the superstars out of the trot. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit, number 1 NZ. And they've been in the old 52s all time. So, well, it's going to be a big competitive showdown, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Look, Jess Sit, you can see her going about the work. Look at the way that was absolutely launching out of the hairpin. That was a great one. It's probably the best one they've got out of there so far. So he'll know he'll have the edge at the moment. The Sun Tough machine, the Sprint Tech boat, sponsoring the Sprint Tech class, right up the top end, round Mike's Transport, back through the busy end of the track here. We'll be interested to see what we see at the split. That'll give us a heads up. We saw Ross with a 38, or 37, so he's a full second. This is looking vintage Ollie. Absolutely. Look at the spray coming off this thing. It looks good, Clint.
Picked up the maximum 30 points in round 1 in Featherston. Down almost to the finish. Counting down to the big showdown at ShelterView. 51.8. He does the business. 2 from 2. And he gets that checkered flag. Look at that, doing the donuts in the boat. Ollie Silverton and Jess set a 51.8. They make it 2 out of 2 in the Sprint Tech Group A boats.
Yeah, great start. Yeah, it's what we come here for. So yeah, we're looking for the clean sweep this year. So missed out last year, but that's the plan for this year. So see what happens. I mean, consistency is going to win a championship, but 2 wins is a great start.
And that gives him the maximum 60 points as we head towards the new year in round 3 in Wanaka, chased down by Bryce and Kylie Barron. Man, they had some drama, along with Ross Travers and Amanda Kiddo as well. Brett Thompson and David Toms also on the hunt. Gee, it's tight. Close class. Building King, Super Boats, top 3.
This is Chris Edmonds. His nephew Toby sitting along beside him. Broken Arrow's the boat, and he will chuck everything at it. Chris, I call him the Cub, cashed up Bogan, back here from Aussie, he's into it. He'll absolutely attack the Building King hairpin.
A Bogan and a boat.
Oh, mate.
Gotta be beautiful.
Oh, good laugh. Great to get the beer with after the event, and they charge hard all day. The Broken Arrow launches into it now. Just sounds a little bit offbeat to what I'm normally hearing that boat, but it's still a good time. He's in the top three. He's on the board. He's got one. Oh, dropped really down. Listen to that motor. It's just dropped its lunch.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good. Really gone off beat. He's got some big issues there. He just needs to finish. The Bogan. The Cub.
It's a Rogan today. He's gone rogue on him.
Oh, he's even gone the wrong way. He's filthy. He's rattled with the sound. He probably should just pull out and turn it off because that's normally costing cash.
Well, he's probably sitting there, what the hell has gone wrong there, you know? So he's going to have to settle for about a magic minute, I think. There we go.
Oh, look at that. And he turns it off in time. But
Piston broke, jet sprinting. Well, that's perfectly named, I think. But a big round of applause from the fans in the amphitheatre of ShelterView, Whanganui, round 3, Sam Newdick. Sam the man, the king of the superboats at the moment.
Look how calm that track is. Beautiful calm. He would have sat there a little bit longer just to get that extra bit of speed. Sharma Putranui, the Ice Queen, sitting along beside him. This will be absolutely sensational, Clint. I have no doubt they always leave their best till last, and listen to that boat. Look at the way she's getting up down the top of the island. Beautifully around there.
He's from Hamilton, she's from Ashburton. They meet in Whanganui. Perfect, isn't it, for Christmas?
Oh, mate, I tell you what, this team is really, really good, and they've got the World Series coming up, but it's just the smiling assassin, we call him. He goes about his work just quietly, doesn't show off, just sits back and lays it down when he needs to. Here comes the last corner.
48.8. But there's still one to come with Aaron Hansen last up in the battle of the top 3. But, man, what a time. That's going to be really hard to beat.
Oh, this is like climbing Everest for these two. And I tell you what, they've been up Everest a few times. They've been in a lot of finals. And I believe this is coming down to maybe their final year sprinting, talking about selling this, putting this package up for sale after the series this year. But it is Aaron Hansen, Julianne Shanks, and Wide, the 500 cubic inch little sprint tech. It is absolutely got a mountain and hell have to climb, but he's going to chuck everything at it. Looks really good, settled on the course. He's coming up through the middle. He's got still 1/3 to go, but let's have a look at his split time and see where he's at. 37, nothing wrong with that.
But I tell you what, Sam was upset by doing a 49 in the top 6. He's laid down the marker, a 48.8. Is it going to be enough? Oh, yes it is. And Aaron Hansen will settle for second on a 52.2.
Oh, and of course, Chris Edmonds, with a third all the way over from Aussie, the Cub. He'll be stoked with that too.
So confirming that result of the top 3 of the Building King Superboats, another super win for Sam Newdick, a 48.8. To be much happier with that performance, followed by Aaron Hansen and Chris Edmonds and Toby Edmonds rounding out the top 3. So what a day it's been, I tell you what. Plenty of action, great for the huge crowd. Been about 2,000 around the amphitheatre here at ShelterView. How's that for a donut?
Top 6 we dropped back. I sort of held it, played a little bit safe and dropped back a little bit. It was definitely towards that finish sequence. Just sort of played it safe, and then we ended up with a really low 49. So going into that final, I was hungry for that 48 again, and stoked that we did it. So
only he would be disappointed with the 49 to come out with a 48. It gives him the maximum 60 points after round 2, followed by Simons and Edmonds as we head towards the big showdown for round 3 in wonderful Wanaka as we continue the New Zealand Jetsprint Championships. But I tell you what, Leighton, it's been a day of splash, dash, and talk about the crash.
Oh, mate, there's going to be some repair jobs. There's some late nights going in the workshops, heading to Wanaka, and not much time. But look at some of these thrills, some of these spills. This is what the sport's about. It is absolutely, you just do not, you've got to keep your eyes on the water the whole time.
It's the action attraction, the fastest 60 seconds you'll see on water.